All right. Boy, I'm just an idiot. So, we are live and we are back in the jungle. It was a very cool 42 this morning. Still have my dens out here, Golden Aya, and the Dendrobium nobile. And so we are in the greenhouse. Here's my amazing penny and amazing. You see, this is the cold damage that suffered my Beppy Phoenix Kona. I need to really water in it today. There hasn't been any, they haven't gotten any water for a couple days. And that's fine because they're going to get a lot less. And I guess this is gone. So I'll set that over there. But the rest are surviving, doing well. I had just got this door to where it was closed. It had a little gunk down there, which I finally got rid of. So I'm going to give it a little light today and water as well. And I'm just sort of checking for pests, anything that I need to address, any developments. This is the time to do it. Any repotting that needs to be done. So yeah, just kind of checking things out. That's my Bobo. That is, what is it? Starts with an M, but it's the one that's got the fuzzy rhizome. And it smells like watermelon. I did blend that. This was a freebie that I got. And these are some of my Encyclia species here. The Dichroma, and here's Hamburii, and this one is Adenocall. All of them maturing their latest growths, doing well, as is my Bobo. Bicolor, adorable. Got lots of new growths around the plant. Look at that. It has got the will to survive. I almost left this outside. And this is Sunspots times Richard Mueller. This is Elephant Drops times Nodosa. Is that a sheath in there? Looks like it. This is my Gyrac Kiku. It's got that growth up there. And here's my Barcurias. They will be dormant in the winter, and towards the middle to end of winter, they should give me some spikes and bloom in the spring. I'm feeling the heat, but for now, it doesn't look like it's affecting the plants per se. This is a Gatton Sunray that I am really going to give away because I have a big one that's blooming sized. Yeah, Here's another Prosthecia that's got those sheaths. Here's my volcano trick that's got those growths. And this is my kaleidoscope, Hawaiian kaleidoscope. And here's my very vigorous BC peach bird. And actually, here's another elephant drops times chordata. But this peach bird should be filling its sheaths up soon and giving me some blooms. All my trichosyntiums are here. They get a little bit less in the winter, but misting frequently still remains. I think this is another one of those chocolate, no, not chocolate. It's the same as the one that I said was, now I don't even know what I'm looking at. I think it's this one. No, that's Fire Dance. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it was the Chordata Cross. This is my Leon Lichtenstein, which really I am so proud of. This has a habit of aborting new growths. And the growths bloom fairly small. They do bloom from sheaths that arise from the new growths. So this season it gave me lots of growths. There's 1, 2, 3 right there. There's a fourth in here. And they're all really nice size. So I should be getting some blooms in the middle of the winter, towards the mid to late. This has, I believe it has Leia, the Leia that is in Zip, Leia Zip. It's red, intensely red flower, but it is, it has like a cordata lip or a Digbiana lip. Not frilly, but I wish I could put a picture. It's more about the color. And these are fairly dry as their pseudobulbs are maturing, but they still get misted, and their roots don't want to stay, completely dry for too long. And that's true for a lot of these plants that are quote unquote resting and maturing. This is a Drosophila cross. I couldn't tell you which one. I believe it's either I don't know about Sunset Glory, but Rustic Spots. It's one of those, and it has matured its growth, and so it can handle a little bit less, even though it's putting on some new roots. But hanging on the base is this Encyclia species that definitely is slowing down with its growth. So I'm just gonna hang these over here on the east end of the greenhouse where there is a lot more sun, but it is and cooler and less humid and drier. This is where I keep my deciduous dendrobiums. Here's my pendulum, and then there's my, which one is this? Wardianum that bloomed, and then this is Liliifolium, and then here's my Densonii that is maturing its growth. And of course, as the leaves drop, that's when you stop fertilizing and drop back on the watering and give them higher light, cooler temperatures, less water, and don't water really until they start showing new sort of buds or roots or new growths. And that's when you start to water for the new season. And it's another one up there that's in the phylum. So this is a dendrobium that I am keeping my eyes on. This is supposed to be a Oligophilum, but it's got a lot of Gesii on it. Irrespective of that, I hope that it's an Oligophilum, and I hope that someday soon it gives me a bloom so I can really identify what it is. It looks kind of haggard, but that is the growth pattern of a Oligophilum. Very small, this new growths that are sort of trailing, and they put forth their growth, and then they get a little bit of a slight lessening, and then they throw out dainty little white blooms that are very cute, and they can be produced in numbers. So that's the story about that. This is my left for dead and eaten by the dog Parkinsonianum that surprisingly, when left to its own devices, began giving me new roots. So yeah, I'm really happy and pleased with the growth season. Lots of newly mounted things that are a year old. Like for instance, a lot of these plants here are showing a progression. Like for instance, this bulb was on the plant, and this year it gave me this one that has matured, and then on the other side you can see that little one. There's this one, and so that is a lot more than what it had given me before, because originally it only had these 3 pseudobulbs that you can see right in a line at vertical. So it's really multiplying like it's supposed to do, as is this plant, which gave me lots of spikes last year, and they're long-lasting sequential spikes, and it's fragrant. This is Leia anceps alba, and like last year, it's giving me lots of growth. Here is a growth that's already got a spike that you can see there. These are winter blooming plants. Here's another one that is developing the spike. And there are other growths that are potentially will have inflorescence as well. And here's another one. So, and again, this likes less in the wintertime, but it still likes the bright light. Less meaning water, less temperature, less humidity, but they still want the sun, the bright sun, which is why they are down here, because they get the morning and then they get late afternoon. So this is doing well. This is my Leia Magic Wand, another fragrant, which had given me this growth. It's got a sheath, and it also gave me this growth, which is still maturing. No sheath in there yet, but it is a nice growth. And this was just repotted just like last year. So I think that that's doing well, as is this Encyclia back here that you can see is giving me this really nice new growth that is most likely generally going to be bigger than the previous 2. So, and this is another, this is a Dick Pippin, and you can see the roots, and there's a growth. Here's a growth here. There's 2 growths. So I hope to, see some blooms. I'm giving it a little bit less. And this is my other Parkinsonianum, and you can see there's growth. There's a nice growth here. There's one up here. And there's another right there. So yay. Yay, yay, yay. And back here stuffed in the very back, which is its resting spot, is my it's Dacrylla, formerly Dendrobium. It is Schwannina. And Schwannina gets very smallish, almost insect-looking flowers, but not really. And as I look over the plant, I can see flower buds. That's a flower bud. That might be an inflorescence, but it usually blooms in the late fall, winter. Those are flower buds. And this plant is such that the blooms just happen, and you just have to be out and sort of catch them, especially in its position here. And I'm going to have to thin out some of this brown because it's dead, but there's plenty of live in here. It's been on this mount since I got it from Tony Wells years ago, who claimed that he could not bloom it and didn't know the culture, but maybe it was just a nice gift because it bloomed that winter after I got it in the fall, like profusely. And the blooms are fragrant, smelling like a root beer and something else, another fragrance, more sweeter than a root beer, sort of a flavor or scent, but it's more of a sweeter scent. So this changes its fragrance at different times of the day, depending on when you are out here. And it's not a very strong fragrance. You have to put your nose up to it, but it is there. But anyway, that's a species. And another encyclia of mine that I've had about a year and had not bloomed under my care, but has not lost any growths, has continued to put forth new growths that have matured at same size as previous. So it's telling me that it's either getting still getting acclimated, and it's very close to getting there because the growths that it is producing are bloom size or close to. Same with my Encyclia placata here. You can see it's uh, putting out lots and lots of growths, new growth. Okay, I I'm here. So yeah, this is the other side of the plant, and you can see there are those growths, and they are very healthy, nice growths, the leaves, but no new spikes. So it should be very close to uh, giving me some spikes. But we will see, fingers crossed. Um, I'm going to point this out. This is my formerly Oncidium, now it's Miltonia Untitled, and it's still has active roots, but it really didn't give me anything this season, just roots. And it matured the growth, got lots of scent, as you can see, but its bloom size, it should spike. It didn't even give me a growth, although that's last year's, and this is still last year's growth. So we will see. I don't know. It's been on this mount, and I don't really want to mess with it too much because I don't. I'm just going to wait and see what it does. But yeah, things look great. all over. Here's my chocolate drop. And the other thing that is so great is because I've got space. I've got to clean up really soon, but I mean, there's space. The plants aren't stuck together. Well, we know why that is because half of my collection is at another location, which is fine. But uh, I just love the fact that they're not crowded in and I can walk back and forth and see each plant in all of its whatever state. And this is full of, yeah, I need to get out here and they're going to get watered and get some maintenance out here. Mind your poo. And one thing I keep looking for is the praying mantis. Maybe it perished when I froze out the plants last year. But anyway, that's another story in itself. And I just love the fact that these little cuttings that I just plopped on are rooting themselves like up here. This is another BC peach bird. It's got that sheath. I believe this is a Martiana. And this is a Brassavola that is very susceptible to change in temperature and location. And you can see it's losing that suitable, but it is still, I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, working on that growth and is going to keep this growth. And what else can I point out? I am hoping for a spike on this, which is Rainy times Jiminy Cricket. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what this plant is. We shall see though. And it's still giving me that growth. And here is my EPLC Golden Sunburst. I want to see blooms from that. And I'm hopeful for great things from these plants up here, which are definitely bloom sized. And that's my George Tyler. And this is a sheath that is filling up. And here's my flagellars. That spike. And this is where I'm keeping the majority of my Brassavolas in this area. Oh, there's another Okinawa times Cebulifolia. I guess the other one is Okinawa times Cordata. That's a nice growth. That should be bloom size, but we'll see. That would be a first time bloom. This is my BC, so Richard Mueller, Bill Worsley. That's what that is. And here's my Florida Stars times Christy Matsuhara. Still a baby, but will be a nice flower that's spotted fragrant when it gives me blooms. But yeah, you can see the progression. Here is when it was mounted. This was the growth. Then it gave me this last year. This year it has given me this growth. This is my Brassavola Big Jim up here that should be spiking. We'll see. This is my Grand Flora. And just more and more and more and more Brassavolas. Even up here, this is a Prostechia. That's a Buthiana. And here is Stone Susan times Sandarianum. I've seen these on eBay, but this is progressing in latest growth. The fans are getting bigger, so it should be approaching bloom size. Here's another chocolate drop here that's mounted. This is the growth that it gave me. So I really am loving my setup so far for winter. I might have to remove this shade cloth to give them a little more light, but for now it seems to be okay. And this is a BC Helen, I believe, still maturing the new growth. Here's a new growth here. No sheath though, but still a nice size growth. More nodosas here, which should be getting more light. So I'm going to move this one over here. That's a yakai. And nice growths. And this one should probably be moved as well. I think this is that lime, Procadivola, whatever lime, something. This is my Boothly Venice. This is Encyclia up here. Again, nice growths that have matured from the growth season. This is the growth that it gave me this season. Day Tripper times Christy Masuhara. Obviously this growth is bigger. And this, Migramangea silicei, still keeping its leaves and giving it some shade, but it gets sun in the midday, as does my Martin Wolf, which is maturing its new growths. Still has lots of roots around the basket. And nice growths that are getting nice light. There's my BC North Miami with all of the sheaths around. Blooms in the fall, winter. So hopefully my confidence will be redeemed in just more Brassavolas, Perenniae times Nodosa, and that is a Florida Stars here that is giving me new roots. The growths were kind of puny, but I'm patient. Down here I've got Stanhopea, which is, I believe it's a Tigrina, yeah, Rogue. Here's my Leptotes. They are in need of water. Although Leptotes can stand a little bit less as their new growths mature. And here are some Brassavola hybrids. This is a Copper Queen. This is a white one. Didn't bloom this year, but it's still a nice, big, healthy plant. I can't hate it. And this is a Colostylus. I believe this is either Orchid or Falcata. So that is the greenhouse for the most part that I care about. Honestly, let me pull this little Bobo out here. Yeah, those are new growths. I think this was a freebie that I got. Bobo Crown Point times Fascinator. Doing well. And that is a Encyclia radiata here that should be putting up some sheaths. And this is the Wine Eye Starburst times Sugita Spots. and that growth over there is still maturing. So, yeah, like I said, that's pretty much the greenhouse, and I am going to be cleaning in here, getting up some of this crap on the floor, and seeing if there's any other maintenance that needs done. Oh, there's another nice growth there. I don't remember what this is, although I think it is Cattleya Miss Mahler, like an alba. Um, it did give me this growth. It gave me both of these growths. So we'll see. This is another species that, after it bloomed so floriferously, it really has kind of stalled. And this is Den, is it signatum? No, it's not signatum. It is, can't remember. I should know this. Sulcatum. Okay, and here is my falcata, my Colostylus falcata. Yeah, I just lost a leaf, but that leaf was going anyway. These are the latest growths, that one and that one, that are primarily the most important thing. So yeah, overall I'm pleased. I am very pleased. Very, very pleased. This is my Titan's Golden Tang. Very nicely attached. So I will keep you all posted, especially when these flowers burst forth, because Penny and Amazing is worth seeing. So anyway, I am going to get off here, folks, and get on with my Friday TGIF. Thanks for watching, folks, and enjoy. Bye.